So the area we're riding at the moment, during the Bronze Age, 4,000 years ago, this was a shallow lake. And I know there's been a lot of archaeology around here, and that's how they know it's a Bronze Age settlement area. Okay, so we've come through Snayton Village. Now this is the interesting part of the ride. This is going to take us into Hackness and Ryedale. The top end of what is the Dalby Forest Drive, which, yeah, we don't need to be there today. Too many bloody cars. One of the things I've worked out with this ride is that by there not being too much traffic, being relatively easy to keep this group of motorcycles together. Cattle grid and a gated road, look. Told you it got interesting. I've ridden this road several times before, but it's a long while since. Probably the last time was on the Africa Twin. Best guess. Definitely done it on Tetley, definitely. My knees were crying. And that's my waypoint I put in. So I am in the right place. Just a couple of times this beeline has got lost. And now this is where it gets technical. Some wonderfully steep hills round here and little obstacles to watch out for. Look at that for a view. That's Hackness. We're looking straight down Hackness there. I just leave the bike in second gear and let the engine do all the way. I barely touch the brakes. This little bike's a delight round roads like this. It really gets you to know your bike riding it on roads like this. You get to know, oh, it's funny little bit, you know. Richard's been down here on the Z. I know, he said, because he said when he saw the road he was crying. This is not the road to ride a sports bike down. Look at your backside off the seat. I can't lift me, so my knees are a bit weak these days. I find it hard to stand up on this bike. Pretty as a picture, look at that. Troutsdale Mill Farm it's called. Well, they've built an extension on it since I was last here. And somewhere on here is a real famous fly fishing area. Ponds, but it's brown trout, I think. Well, maybe both actually. Nice blind corner. Keeps going. It's not a 90, it goes beyond that. One of the good things about having the beeline on, you can see what's coming. pheasants on this bank, look. I think the main thing you need for a bike on this road is you need a decent amount of power, but you need it to be agile. I've always said I think this CL is a better version of my Pulse 250. The light clutch makes it really nice to ride. Another glorious view down there, look. You can't turn the camera off, you just can't, you've got to edit. If you turn the camera off, you're going to miss something. Like that view there, look. Spectacular. So, just let the drift run. Between where we are now, Troutsdale and Scarborough, it's very much all like this. And you sort of, 1 minute you're riding down a road like this, and then the next minute you just pop out into Scarborough. I was umming and ahhing whether to do this or to do Dolby Dale, and I'm glad I did this one. Dolby Forest is a nice ride, but it's not as, it hasn't got the views that this has. Where we pop out in a minute, that is, if you turn left, that would take you back to the Dolby Forest Drive. Don't want to go around these corners too fast for fear of something coming the other way, because there's really nowhere to go. You've basically got to be able to stop. Is that? Oh yeah, that's a little chapel, that. Yeah, it's disused. Now I'm just hoping these lads who've come all the way from Lancashire are enjoying the ride, because they put a lot of effort in it. James and Charlie, they've been on their bikes now probably since 8 o'clock this morning. And James is he's my age, you know, he does very well. I actually think he does better than me. I put it down to the amount of sausage sandwiches he eats. You barely need to use the clutch on this bike. Just keep glancing, crispy at me on the Triumph. On the Trumpet. Look. There's a gap forming. Ouch! That air. Let's let them catch up a bit, because I'm going to turn out this junction in a minute. Yeah. There's a pheasant sat in that long grass. You can't see me. Oh yes I can. If you tried to do this any quicker, we'd all get strung out, and it's better just plodding along here, high 20s, low 30s, keep the group together. This isn't actually the ride that me and Chris wrecked. We actually came by another way, but it was sat looking at maps on my computer, and I just remembered this ride, and I knew it was a long time since I'd done it. So I had a look at it and I thought, you know, I think that'll be absolutely perfect for a 2-hour ride. And looking at my clock, we've just done our first hour and 5 minutes in we are now. And I reckon it's going to work out perfectly. And I just want enough time so the lads can sit down and relax and enjoy their fish and chips and take in the seaside air. I'm just hoping there's enough room for us to park when we get up to Southside. I'm sure it'll be fine. And this is the end of this bit. Another one of these awkward pull-ups. And you need to stop at this one because it's a bit blind. Just looking for... I've managed to bunch them up, so hopefully they'll all be able to see the last bike turn right. As long as Richard knows, because I know he doesn't know where he is at the moment up here. Let's keep going so I can see Richard's jacket. Oh, tell me they ain't closed the road. Oh well, that's alright, the diversion goes the way I want to go. That's okay. Excellent. Ooh, that was lucky. We could have gone up that road through Syphalo, but something in my head was like, I'm sure there's some roadworks up there, but I really want 100% certain. And I looked on my map this morning, and it definitely looked like it was closed, but I'd forgotten about it. But as I say, the route isn't planned. 1.7 miles. We're going to go up a different... We're coming at it the other way to the route that me and Chris originally had a go at test riding back in May. 1.2 miles. Well, through all that technical bit, the beeline was absolutely spot on. It's just slipped up twice, and I think that's possibly because I took out a couple of waypoints, which I didn't think I needed, but obviously I did. Because the minute you take the waypoints out, it'll go straight for the nearest main road, especially if it knows that's your direction you're travelling. So I'll have to remember that. I don't think there's anything wrong with the beeline. I think it's just me learning to use it. But unfortunately, when it does go wrong, it's bloody frustrating. I've got the phone running as well, so I'll need to charge this phone. I'll be interested to see how much power it's used. Probably the only thing where this falls down is it's still relying on a mobile phone. I still think a standalone sat-nav's a better idea. See, even that clever Apple CarPlay on my NT1100, it wasn't that clever because it still relied backing up on a phone, and on my new car, it will use Apple CarPlay, but it has its own Volkswagen navigation system, and the Volkswagen sat-nav is way superior to Apple CarPlay. It has it beaten all ways round. Well, for one thing, you put a plan in, the route's in. I don't think it's relying on on satellite, or is it? Maybe it is, I don't know. 430 yards. I think you go up around this bend and then the turning comes up after this series of bends. 280. Or is that just another waypoint? Yeah, it's here, isn't it? This is it. Yeah. As he nearly falls off the bike. So now we're on the piece of the ride that me and Chris have already wrecked. This goes by, is it Oxbow Manor, I think it's called. It's a spa that I bet the lads think we're a long way from Scarborough if they only knew how close we were to the town now. Literally the end of this road will pop out into Scarborough. Turn right, past the hospital, turn left, into Manor Road, across the roundabout, and down the side of P-Zone Park. I was talking to one of the lads. There's 3 CL500s on this ride, mine and James, and then Zed Charlie's. And Charlie was saying that one of the things he likes about the CL5 is it has a wonderful mid-range. I have a slight criticism of it's just a bit short of puff for an overtake, but I think the problem again is me coming off an 1100 and trying to ride it like an 1100, but that doesn't work. You've got to use the gearbox. And it's not a hard gearbox, it's a lovely light clutch and easy change, and Richard adjusted the chain for me yesterday, so it's absolutely spot on at the moment. It has quite an elegant way of adjusting the chain. The adjustment is actually in the round swing arm. You put a spanner on it and then an Allen key through the spanner, ring spanner. Undo the locking nut and then it's the adjusters. So Rich said it was a bit of a faff, but I have to say one of the things I really like about this CL500, I like the design of the swing arm. I think it looks dead smart. It's not square boxy, it's round. Very, very smart. Is that it? Yeah, Ox Pasture Hall, that's it. That's where our Judy wants to go there. .4 miles, that's it. With 1.4 miles of the Hackness portion of the ride to do, and then Scarborough, and then it'll be down the seafront. So I'm going to put a brake in. I think my fender extender just saved me radiator then. I picked up some stones and I definitely heard them in the fender, and yeah, I think without it I might well have had an issue. There's the mere that was on about last time, just a small fishing lake. The 30-mile-an-hour sign is the clue. We're in this is Scarborough. We're actually in Scarborough now. 0.6 of a mile to the junction. Yeah, this is Scarborough.
Oh. There goes Graham on the mighty sail.